Hello, hello. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening. Good. How are you?
I'm good too. I'm happy to have you.
Happy to be here.
How was your day today? Hello, hello. I've opened my YouTube. Okay.
Pretty good. Yeah. I hope
Awesome.
yours was good too.
Yeah, I'm having a good day.
That's good. Awesome.
Awesome. Our voice will be on YouTube because the other participants will be joining us on YouTube. So please, just so you know that when you speak, your voice will be on YouTube. Ideally, this class should be on YouTube only, but I just felt like for those coming to BSL, we would just dig a little bit deeper than those accessing on YouTube. So welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining. We will start shortly. I want to say just a few more people to join and then we'll kick off. Nikita, how are you? Esinam, Enam, how
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good too.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Nikita.
Oh,
Esinam, Enam. I think your volume is low. Okay. Okay. We have quite a number on YouTube, so we can start. So welcome to the Business X-ray Lab. We're about to do our X-rays. So please let me know in the chat box, okay? Let me know in the chat box. If this is your first time in my class, in any of my sessions, is this your first time in any of my sessions? Let me know. Is this your first time in my class? Vera says first time here. Okay. Okay. I see you on YouTube. I see y'all. I see y'all. All the energy is on YouTube. Okay. Yes, yes. Hips qualifies. Hips qualifies. So you're not a first timer. If you've ever been in any of my sessions, be it paid, be it maybe a conference I was at or anything. Okay, I see a lot of first timers. Okay. A lot of first timers on YouTube. Okay, okay, first time. We are welcome. You're welcome to the There's something we say in my church. Where have you been all this while? Where have you been all this while? This is Patty the strategist. Yeah. So you're welcome. You're welcome. And I'm hoping that it will be worth your while. Okay. I'm hoping that I'll be able to impress you, not confuse you. And the oldies, let me see the oldies. If you've been in two of my classes, like you've been in two sessions with me, I've taken you through two sessions. Type OD in the chat. Type OD in the chat. Okay. Oldies, I see ya. I see the oldies. Yeah. I see Edwina on YouTube. Edwina was a top performing participant from last year. She can recite everything in the workbook for you. That's how serious she took it. Okay, I see the oldies. You've been in 2 sessions. That's awesome. That's awesome. Awesome. Awesome stuff. Then now let's see the OGs. The OGs have been in more than 3 sessions, like 3 or more. There have been people that have been grinding with me since 2020 when I started Party the Strategist. So let me see the OGs in the chat. If you're an OG, let me see you. What do you have to tell the newbies? Let me just tell them something nice. What do you have to tell them? What should they expect? The oldies and the OGs. What should the first timers expect? What should we expect? What should be our expectations? Nothing but the best. Okay, okay. Get ready to pick some gems. Okay. Hi, first timers. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Welcome. If you don't refresh your YouTube feed, you may be getting, like, based on the time you join, you may not be live. You may be getting an older playback. I don't know if you understand. So refresh your feed and make sure that the live button, the live written on the screen, has the red button by it. That's how you know that you are with me in real time. If you join at a different point, it will usually make you start from the beginning, and so you will not be going with us through the class in real time. Okay. Now a quick roll call. Quick roll call. Let me know in the chat your brand name, what you do, and which part of the world you are joining us from. Oh, Enam is a first timer. That's interesting. Welcome, Enam. It's an interesting trend to notice because I rarely have new people jumping straight into BSL. Usually they will warm their way into BSL. So you're welcome. You're an anomaly. You're welcome. So we have, oh, okay. You've been following since 20. Makes sense. It makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, so let me know. The Abolo seller content, yes, you've been here for a while. I need to bring those back. What do you think? I need to bring those kind of, case studies back. I need to. I need to. So I'm still waiting for a roll call. The roll call is actively happening on YouTube. It's like you will make me switch to YouTube. We have quite a number of people. joining. I will. 2025, I'll bring back content stuff. I definitely will. So we have Bonbon's Gifts. She makes custom and pre-created packages. Spintex, we have Main Avenue, kids hair care brand with the aim of helping grow kids healthy hair from Accra, Ghana. Okay. We have YouTube. Oh, we have somebody joining us from England. Hi, Magdalene. So we have Unclad, Care Collective, the Happy Box, Giftings, the gift shop based in Kumasi. We have K Certified Cooks. We have Ajwa Kenesh. We have Hewale Lifestyle. We have Unique Decor and Picnic. We have the Value Vested Woman. We have Tehiles, Foreign Desserts, Key Footwears, Coordinated Events, Trish Events and Rentals, Afiha Prints, Naya Surprises. Okay. Alrighty. We have the Fruity and Treats Co. Decadent desserts and treats for all occasions and events. Everything Beauty, we're a cosmetic retail business and has helped thousands of people achieve their beauty and wellness goals. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. I love the intros. I love the intros. There's a way you introduce yourself where you sell yourself. And there's a way you introduce yourself where you just state what you do. So I like this activity because I know the people that know how to introduce themselves. Yeah. Alrighty. Now that we've introduced ourselves, let me introduce myself to you. For the people that are seeing this face for the second time, maybe the first time you saw it on Instagram, a video you saw, a flyer asking you to enter the Business X-Ray webinar. You're engaging for the first time today. So I'm a full-time Jesus girl and a part-time strategist. Full-time Jesus girl, part-time marketing strategist. Okay? So you're gonna see, and I might see you. So you're going to see it in green. Even this class, I've toned it down a bit, but it's gonna be in there. Okay, so just to prep your mind. Yeah. I'm first a child of God before I'm your coach or your strategist or whatever it is, or your guide. Now, my name is Patty the Strategist. My name is actually Patience Sangmo. But for branding purposes, Patty the Strategist is what I like to go by. I have a bachelor's degree in business administration. I majored in marketing. So what I'm teaching you, what I am sharing with you, what I've been sharing with SMEs in the last 4 years, is not just something I got up and started, I picked up my phone and started recording videos. No, I actually studied marketing in school. And it's so interesting that for my project work when I was graduating, it was about using Facebook as a tool for SMEs to create brand awareness. So it's actually a full circle moment that I didn't even know that I'm going to be doing this by the time I was leaving uni. I also have certification from Harvard X, Entrepreneurship in Emerging Economies. So I dare say that I have the expertise theoretically. Practically, I've been in marketing for the last 8 years. 8 years, interesting 8 years, a chunk of which I was working with one of the top marketing agencies in Accra, until I was tricked by God to to leave, not knowing that I was coming to do this. And here I am 4 years later, I've been helping SMEs, transforming businesses, liberating people to be able to live the life of your dreams. Because if your business is doing well, life is good. Yeah? Who agrees? If your business is doing well, life is good. Who agrees with me? Yeah. When you're seeing the money in your bank account. I was supposed to do a transfer yesterday. I've not been able to. And I'm like, you know what, let's just allow the money to sit in the account and breathe for a while. So it's a nice feeling to have money sitting in your account, seeing the fruits of your labor. Okay. So whilst I was working with the agency, I got the opportunity to work with some of your favorite multinational brands like Nido, Maggi, Coca-Cola, and it was an insightful journey. So what that did was it was a point where the theory from uni and the practicality of what we were executing on the ground merged. And so it made things make a lot of sense to me. It's easier for me to explain certain concepts, certain business concepts, because I don't only have, so that's what gives me the advantage. I don't only have the book knowledge, I have the street knowledge as well. So that is a little bit about me. Just a little bit about me. Just a little bit about me. Just a little bit about me. Now it's time to put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Mute those notifications. Tell that guy that you call him back later. Tell your kids not to disturb you. You'll be out in a few hours, not minutes. You'll be out in a few hours. I'm hoping that we'll be out of here by 8 p.m. for the YouTube guys. And if for the BSL confirmed participants who are on Zoom have any extra questions, anything bothering them, we are going to stay on Zoom to deal with it. So text all of them, text them, I'm in a class, I will call you back, or you hear from me in, 2 hours, okay? So before we kick off, I already told you, full-time Jesus girl. And so one of the things I will ask is to just say a silent prayer, because Proverbs 16 verse 3 says that commit your works to the Lord and your thoughts will be established. And what we are doing now, this activity we are doing now, is not just any activity. It's not just any activity. Okay. We are doing it's a spiritual activity because we are coming to review our performance for the year. Some of you, when it gets to this time of the year, you start getting anxious because you're like, what did I achieve? What have I been able to do? And so we are asking God to help establish our thoughts, help us bring into remembrance the things we've been able to achieve, the things we missed out on, and the things we should look out for. There are certain things that we are missing out on. And so he should bring us light bulb moments that, oh my God, I've been sleeping on this, or I've not been doing this thing right. Okay. Now, I love the Business X-ray webinar so much. I almost didn't do it this year because my schedule has been so crazy. But I couldn't have gone on without doing this class because it's part of my assignment. So in 2022, around this time, during my quiet time, I got the prompting to put together the Business X-ray webinar. And so the very first Business X-ray webinar, the class, yes, I had ample time, a little bit of time, I think about 2 weeks to put it out there, get people to register and all of that. But the manual was not something I was going to do. I was going to add to the class because I didn't want extra work. But the night before the class, I just got this inclination to put together the manual. So this manual that you're seeing, as much as this is the improved version, was originally created in less than 24 hours. In less than 24 hours. So it's very special to me. It is my best class ever. Best class I've ever created. Not only because of the content, but because of the impact it's made in people's businesses. Okay. BSL, I think BSL this year will top the Business X-ray webinar. So I would want the people coming for the business strategy launchpad on 22nd to come back and tell me which one they think is the most, which one tops most, which one should take the ranking of the best class I've ever put together. And if you're in the chat box and you don't agree that this is the best, you've been in another class and you think that was better than this, let me know in the chats. Let me know in the chat. So the Business X-ray webinar basically is for us to be able to scan our businesses and identify the areas that we are lacking, the areas that don't need fixing, like we are doing well. So imagine going, like you feel that you've hurt yourself, you've broken a part of your body, or you've been involved in an accident, God forbid, and then you go to the hospital. The doctor needs an X-ray to be able to determine what exactly the problem is and provide a solution. Do you get it? And so this is exactly what the X-ray webinar is doing for us, helping us diagnose what our current situation is to be able to help us decide what direction we are going in 2025. And so for some of us, this is going to be that class we take that gives you a tap on your back for the awesome work you've been doing with your business so far. For some of you, it is going to be a wake-up call. I need to sit up. I need to do better. What do I do next? Okay, so, and there's the category of people who are yet to start their business. And so they're like, is this a right place? This is a perfect place to be, because now you know you have a head start on the things you need to pay attention to as you are kicking off your business. So before we go in, just share the link, the YouTube link, with somebody, with an entrepreneur you know. Share it with somebody. Let's get as many people help as possible, because the way the economy is going, if you are not grounded, it can shake you. So please share the link, share the link. Alpha Hour Gang, share the link. Okay, please share the link in your WhatsApp communities, with your friends, with your in-laws, that your in-law that's annoying you. Still send it to her. She'll come and thank you later. You're trying to score points with somebody. Send the link. They'll come and thank you later. Okay, so there are a few things to note. I need you to have your X-ray manual and a notebook on the side. That manual is basically for you to write out the things, the prompts that we are going to work through. And the notebook is for things that I may say that is not necessarily in my slides. Those kind of things happen a lot. Okay. And please subscribe to the YouTube whilst you're here. If you're on the YouTube and you are watching this video and you've not subscribed to the channel, is it good? So please subscribe whilst you're here. So if you don't have the X-ray manual, which is the workbook we sent, if you registered via the link that was in my bio, then it should be in your email by now. You can download it and probably print it later, or you can work with it digitally. If you are just seeing this class and you didn't have the chance to sign up, you can click the link in the bio on YouTube and you find the link to sign up. Once you sign up, it is automated. You get the manual immediately. Right? Now, the next thing is I need you to listen to this more than once. I need you to listen to this more than once to be able to fill out the workbook. I don't know about you, but for me, usually the first one is for me to be able to assimilate it. Usually when you are writing or doing the activity whilst you're in class, you may miss out on some things. So you should definitely go over again to ensure that you've captured fully everything you're supposed to capture. And then there are two segments. There's segment one is reviewing your business, and segment two is reviewing you as an individual. Okay. Now, a quick check-in before our flight takes off. Do you have clarity about your business plans for 2025? How do you feel about 2025? Let me know in the chats, please. Do you have clarity? Where's your headspace when it comes to 2025 and business? Where's your headspace? Where's your headspace? What's going on in your mind? Do you have clarity? Hey, my Zoom people, I'm not seeing you. What's going on? Okay. Looks great and busy for being beat. Okay, very optimistic. Identified great channels to grow. Awesome. That's awesome. Not entirely, but very optimistic. Awesome. No clarity on next step is what next steps should be. Okay. Looking good and busy. I love that. A little optimistic about 2025, but with respect to clarity, I don't know. Okay. A few gray areas, but hopeful. Okay. Pretty optimistic about 2025. I don't think I have a set plan to scale my business. I'm looking forward to learning ways to turn it from a hobby into a thriving business. Awesome. You're in the right place. You're in the right place. I'm optimistic about 2025. Yes and no, I have a lot of plans, but no set strategy. It's okay. That's very allowed. Not entirely, but hopeful. Okay. You're in the right place. Dr. Strategy has got you. Okay, so let me record for the Zoom guys. Record. All right. Now, the first thing I need you to note, right? It's very easy for us to look at the year and see that, there isn't this amount of money in my bank account, or I wasn't able to buy that car. I wasn't able to purchase that house. I wasn't able to do X, Y, and Z. And so it was not a good year. So the first thing I need you to note is that financial and material success are not the only measures of a successful year. Financial and material success are not the only measures of a successful year. So breathe. That one person that's watching me, that's feeling like, oh my God, I didn't do anything. Breathe. Breathe. That's not the only metric. Okay? That is not the only metric. Entrepreneurship is an ending journey. So besides the things your business is achieving, you should also appreciate who you are becoming while pursuing the work you're doing. Right? So we say that, oh, entrepreneurship is about problem solving and all of that. But what I need you to note is that the problem solving is not only limited to the problem you are solving for your clients. You are solving problems for your employees. You are solving problems for yourself. So as you are doing all of these things, you are becoming somebody, you are becoming something, you are being formed into something. So an example is going to the gym, okay? So when you are, I'm sure some of you had weight goals at the beginning of the year or a few months ago, you decided that, you know what, I need to shed off some weight. I need to lose 10 kg of weight. Now, the goal is to lose 10 kg, but 4 weeks into your journey, you realize that you've gained other things. Your skin starts looking clearer. You've built strength. So the things that you typically could not carry, the things you typically will not, maybe you couldn't walk a certain distance, you can do it now. You've built capacity. You've become more disciplined because you have to show up every day. You feel happier, you feel lighter. You are more productive. So they are all byproducts of chasing the goal. And that's the same thing with entrepreneurship. They are byproducts of the goals we are all chasing. So if your goal is to build your business into like an empire, there are byproducts you are making by chasing that goal. And so the goal shouldn't be the only metric that you use to decide if you've been successful or not. Constantly be checking the person you are becoming to achieve that goal. Now, I need you to take inventory of your wins. Product businesses will relate to taking inventory. Even some service businesses would. Take inventory of your wins. In the last, we're in November. So in the last 10 months, what are some of the things that have happened that you know that this is a win? It doesn't have to be a huge thing. It can be something small. It can be something, there's even things that you would brush off thinking that this is not anything. This is not a big deal. But they're a big deal for you to be able to achieve that or for you to be able to navigate that situation. There are businesses on here that majority, in fact, your business depends on the exchange rate, and yet you are still in business. Is that not a win? You are being squeezed, but you found a way to be able to still pay salaries and keep the lights on. That's a win. It's been gruesome, but it's a win. So share some of your wins with me. I want to know. Even the very minute ones. Very minute ones. The ones that I actually want those ones. The ones that you feel like, let me know. Let me know in the chats. Some of those small victories, the little victories that happened in the year, the highlights. Maybe a client decided to send you pictures of the outfits they bought from you without you even having to ask. That's a win. Let's look on the positive side of things. What are some of the things that have happened this year? So in the workbook, you find that they're in 4 categories. I've broken them down into quarters. I've broken them down into quarters. I was able to get an office space this year. That's awesome. That's awesome. Because it's not easy to pay rent in this Accra. So that is awesome. Trish says, I opened my first physical shop and got to meet a lot of that's amazing. Well done. Getting new stock hits in different parts of Accra, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. Expanding our space and won Agency of Change at the Women's Choice Awards. Well done. Incredible things. Incredible things. My customers commending the taste of my baked goods. That's credible. I'm sure you do a little happy dance when somebody sends you a review that they loved your goods, your baked goods. Got multiple corporate clients to pay for my personal branding services. That's amazing. Got my first inquiry for a new, that is great, great, great. I love inquiries because it lets you know that there's an opportunity to make money. Customers achieving their skincare goals. Ugh, I love like transformations. I love to see those. This it's a decision to finally get out of my head to kickstart a consultancy. Ah, I love it. I love it because if you can get out of your head, man, you need an applause. You need an applause. Shot with 2 brands this year as a model outside of baking. That's great. Hi, top model. Okay. I'm gonna come back and pay attention, like read all your wins. I'm gonna come back on YouTube and then the Zoom chat and go through, just assimilate all your wins. Now let's get right into class, right? But for the wins especially, I need you to sit down and write a minimum of 5 for each quarter. A minimum of 5. And just thank God. Be grateful. Be grateful that you've been able to do these things, that these things happened for you, these things came your way. Show gratitude because it is in gratitude that you get more. It is in gratitude that things are replenished for you. All right. Now, management 101, we are all managing businesses, or we intend to manage businesses. Now, I like to say something that if the leader, who is also the laborer, so the laborer basically is the person who does most of the manual work. So if you are the leader of the business, having to think about how to move the business forward, how to grow it, how to expand, how to make sure that things are moving, all the moving parts are moving, then, oh my God, I love this win. I love the sound of that. I'll keep it on Zoom. Has it happened already or is it yet to happen? I'll keep it on Zoom. I'm asking about so Sandra, this question is for you. Has it happened already or is great. So for the US Embassy to invite you as part of a delegation to do a trade show in the US, that is incredible. Well done. Well done. That is like a stamp of approval for all the work that you've been putting in. Okay. So as the person that is leading the business, driving innovation, providing solutions, you are also doing the manual work. So you are the laborer and the leader in one space. If you do not put time and effort, if you do not allocate time and effort for creating top level strategy so that you can get long-term success of the business, then the growth of your business is going to be stifled. If all you do is to wake up in the morning and decide what to post, what am I post? What should I even post today? What should I? You think, and then the day will end. You know what to post, but you know that posting is, in fact, selling is hinged on what you post. The more you show up, the more money you are likely to make. Right? So if that is all you do, you wake up and then you have to process customers' orders, do X, Y, and Z throughout the year. and that is all you are dedicating your time to do, then I am here to tell you on this 12th day of November 2024 that you are the reason that your business is not growing. It's not your house people. It's not your house people. And so you need to move from laborer phase. Sometimes carve time out to be the leader, to be the manager of the business, to actually perform CEO roles. A lot of us call ourselves CEOs. That one is a topic for another day. You operate a sole proprietorship, but you call yourself a CEO. That's okay. I'll pardon you for that. But you are not performing CEO roles. You are not doing the work of a CEO. So if you don't know the work of a CEO, when we leave this, you don't even have to Google it. Go and ask ChatGPT. That as a CEO of X, Y, and Z company, what am I supposed to be doing? So this is an airplane business model, right? It's a business model by a man called Donald Miller to help you understand how your business operates, to help you understand how your business is functioning using the airplane. How many of us have seen an airplane before? How many of us have traveled in an airplane before? Even if you've not traveled in an airplane, you've seen movies. You've seen airplanes move. You have people that have traveled. How many of us are hoping to travel in 2025 for the first time? Do I have any first-time travelers, hopeful travelers? If you've been in airports, and I love to use that analogy a lot for your businesses. Airports run on systems and structure, because if one person makes one mistake, it affects everybody else. I see our 2025 travelers will come back and testify. We'll come back and testify in 2025. The next X-ray webinar will come back and, testify. Now, the airplane has different parts. Okay, there are different parts of the airplane that represent our business. Okay, so there's the body or the fuselage. That is where people sit. That is where you sit when you are traveling. That is where your luggage, your stuff, everything is in the fuselage, the body. Everything is in the fuselage. Okay. Now, what we are saying is that the fuselage represents your overheads. So the overheads are basically the money you are spending to keep the business running. And so this can be electricity, your rent, salaries, all those things that you're spending money on to ensure that as the business is running, this is what we have to be paying for it to keep going. So that's the body. Now, do you know why you have a limit for your luggage? Every flyer has a limit for luggage. Do you know why? I know you know why. Let me know in the chat. Engage me. Engage me in the chat. There's a reason we won't allow you to bring 100 kg of goods onto the plane. Why? Do we know why? It's mainly because the airplane is designed in such a way that is if the body is carrying too much, the craft cannot fly. There's a limit to the weight that the aircraft can carry. And so they are very strict with how much or how the weight of the goods they carry. So you think that, oh, my bag is not heavy, but everybody else collectively, when you put all of that together, it weighs the plane. And so that is why they have to make sure that they put limitations on it. And that is your first lesson, that your overheads cannot exceed a certain limit. Because if your overheads are weighing you down, your business will crash. Yes, because the total weight affects the efficiency of the plane. Exactly. And so if your overheads are more than your revenue, your overheads can never be more than your revenue. Never. Your business will crash. Why are you spending more money than you are making? Why? Why are you spending more money than your business is making? Then what's the point in being in business? What's the point? The least you can do is break even. But losses, honey, losses based on money you are spending should be checked. So your body, the body of the plane, cannot weigh more than the limit. So when you sit down and you track how much it's costing you to run your business, it will even help you set your revenue goals, because you know that I spend 7,000 a month, I spend 3,000 a month, I spend 12,000 a month to keep this business running. It means that on a monthly basis, you cannot make anything less than your overheads. You cannot make anything less than your overheads. So that should ginger you today. Some of you are running your business in your home, and so you are not even able to separate the two, your utility bills at home and for the business. So you are not really able to tell what's eaten into your revenue. Or now the business, the home, the house is funding your business with the utilities, and that's okay. But we need to be very cautious of that. Keep your overheads as light as possible. One mistake we make is that the more the business is making, the more we want to keep spending. The more revenue you are generating, the more you want to spend. So keep your overheads as light as possible. That influences your profit margins. Yeah, Bish? Are we on track? Are we on track? Are you catching the drift? Awesome. Right. So who here does not know what their average overhead cost is like on a monthly basis? If you know it, say, I know my average overheads. If you don't know it, let me know in the chat. Okay, you don't know. So it is an activity you need to know. Do you see what I mean by it's not everything in the workbook that has been captured? There are things I'm going to say that you become aware of. So your overheads should be something that you know that this is how much I'm spending averagely. That influences even your pricing. So you don't know how to price, because if you knew how much really it's costing you to run your business, you stop shying away from that. Affordable. Okay. I have a lot of I don't knows in YouTube, in the YouTube chat. So make it a point when we are done with this class, sit down and calculate all your costs. How much is costing you to run the business? All those that you, or the people who know, clap for yourself. When you do this activity, next, I won't even be the one to shout that increase your prices because you understand the reality. So let me give you another example for the body fuselage things. You know, in 2022, 2023, a lot of businesses shut down. That was when the exchange rates wahala got crazy. Food was becoming expensive. A lot of food businesses went out of business. A lot of brands closed down. We saw a lot of those announcements that we cannot continue operations. It was basically because their overheads were now going through the roof and revenue was not coming in enough to sustain the business. Unless you have capital coming from somewhere else and your overhead is high, there's no way that your business will continue to sustain itself. And so if I know, but I don't want to do it a lot. If your husband is pumping money into your business every month, this is a wake-up call, a reality call to actually sit down and see what is not going right. So if you don't know, this is urgent. Treat as urgent. Treat as urgent. Do this activity tonight. It will help you run away from that. Oh, I don't know how to increase my prices, and my customers will, all the stories I hear you say. Now I will not be party saying, you know what, do this. Increase your prices. The economy is squeezing you, but you are sitting there, you are being squeezed. Okay. Let me not. What about if it's because you don't pay utility bills? I pay from home, so apart from gas, which I contribute to, I don't pay for water, electricity. That's okay. That's okay. But you know what will happen? When you get to the point of expansion and you need to get maybe your own space, it will be a shocker to you. It will be a shocker to you how much money you are going to be spending on these things. It's okay if because you are doing it from home, you're not spending that. But one thing I think you can do is to just budget something, put money aside, add that to your costing. Put money aside, like a rough estimate, and add that to your costing. You can even be saving because you know that, oh, I'm not paying water, I'm not paying for water, I'm not paying for light. I'm putting this amount of money aside every month, so that when it's time for you to move out, you have money, utility money sitting there. Okay? Nikita, the accountants, the person going to take us to accounting and bookkeeping would help you specifically deal with that. Okay, that's why we are here. That's why you're in the business strategy launchpad. Now, the next thing we are going to look at, the engines. The two small things you see there, those are the engines. Let me tackle the wings first before we tackle the engines. So the wings are your products and services. The wings are the products or services of the business. There's no way you can fly. There's no way you can say I run a business if you don't have products or services. Okay. And so it is very critical that your products and services are functional, not only functional, but profitable. When you have these two things, functionality and profitability, it helps your plane, your aircraft take off and remain there. It helps it land and all of that. A lot of the aircraft activity of functionality is dependent on the wings. I don't think there's ever been an aircraft, not a helicopter, an aircraft like this that can fly without wings. It's yet to be made. So that should tell you how crucial it is. Now, for the profitability bit of it, what you need to do is, for some of you, because you retail things, you don't really have too much leeway when it comes to profit margins. But even if your profit margins are small, the hack for that is you need to push volumes. So if the profit margin on an item is 1 cedi, to be able to make 1,000 cedis profits, we need to sell 1,000 units. If you sell 100 units, you're making only 100 cedis profits. So the people that are retailing things with small profit margins, it's volumes. Volumes is the way to go. Because how are you going to pay for your overheads if your profit margins are small? The money for the products needs to pay for the products restock. Okay? So that's it for the wings. Then the right engine is your marketing. Your plane would not start without an engine. The left engine is for sales. So marketing is ensuring that you are getting brand awareness, you are getting visibility, people know about your brand, they know all the awesome things you can help them achieve. You are telling the story of the transformation you are creating in people's lives. And then sales is doing the conversions, actually making sure that people are paying for your products or services. You cannot have any of these things not running at any point in your business. If sales is not coming in, then what's the point? You need to work on your marketing if sales is not coming in, or you need to work on your conversion skills. You need to learn how to actually, marketing is you can post content, you can create all those, reels and all of that, but you actually need to know how to sell. You need to look at somebody and sell them the solution you are offering. Even in how we introduce ourselves in the chat box, it's a selling opportunity, because I've had people join sessions, seen somebody's intro, reached out to them and said, oh, I want to know more about this thing, or I want to buy this thing that you're selling. I want to place an order. So every opportunity to talk about your business is a marketing and sales opportunity. And so that's simple phrase of I sell shoes. Okay, everybody else sells shoes. There are other people that sell shoes. What makes you different? Or why should I buy your shoes? You need to learn the art of selling. You need to learn the art of identifying people's needs and selling them the solution. Now, the bottom part of the plane, the tail part, that is where the fuel is. Now imagine mid-air, your pilot says that we ran out of fuel and we are not close to any airport. What's going to happen? What's going to happen when something like that happens? What's going to happen? There'll be a crash. And that's exactly what happens when there's no cash flow in your business. All the businesses that closed down in 2022, 2023, it's mainly because there was no cash flow or there was no capital to pump back into your business. So money, liquid is actually what keeps the business flying. The stock you have in your store, in your warehouse, it's not money. Until it's been converted, it is not money. Until we can see it and see that, you know what, we need to make this decision immediately and pay for this or buy this, and you don't have it. You don't have money. You have stock. Your stock will not pay for it. So you have to do everything you can to be pushing your products. Cash flow. Cash flow is very important on a daily basis. You need to move, like money has to move through your business. Things have to go out for money to come in. If there's no cash flow coming in, then you need to have capital sitting there. Like there should be somebody or something that is injecting business. So going for a loan and all of that, those are all ways to ensure that there's fuel in the business. Now imagine you are sitting on a plane and the pilot tells you that we've run out of fuel. What's the first thing you are going to think? Are you people serious? Did you not do your checks before we got here? Did you not do your checks before we took off? And you are putting my life at risk. That's exactly what you are doing by not paying attention to the management and the operations of your business. Because that plane crash is going to affect lives. It's going to affect you, first of all. It's going to affect the people that you employ and the people that depend on them. And yes, this is me giving you pressure. You cannot afford to let your plane crash. And so that brings me to the top of the airplane, which is the cockpit. There's no way you will sit in a plane. Let's say you enter an Emirates, aircraft tomorrow, and then you hear this is your pilot, Patty the strategist, flying you from Accra to Dubai. You'll be wondering, what's going on here? When did Patty get a license to fly? When did Patty get trained to fly? Who is in the cockpit? Drop me here. I'm not doing again. I'm not going to Dubai again. That's exactly how you cannot run your business without any knowledge of running businesses. Once you pick up the entrepreneur hat, you are no longer just the skill that you know. You are no longer just a seamstress or a fashion designer. You are no longer just a baker. You are a businessman or a businesswoman, whether you like it or not. And so if you do not enjoy it, you can hire somebody who is equipped, but it's going to cost you. For everything, there's a price to pay. For every single thing, there's a price to pay. So choose your cost. But the good news is you are constantly going to improve. You are constantly going to improve upon yourself. The people that you see in business now that you really admire, they will tell you that, listen, at the beginning, I was not as confident as I am now, or I was very clueless. I made some grave mistakes. I had to invest in, things that did not work well. I lost money. I did this, I did that. But again, what have they become? People have businesses that failed, but now are doing so. They found something that is working for them. So the leadership of the business cannot be compromised on. I'm just on management 101. I've not entered. 1 hour is gone. Okay. Let's move on. Let me know if you're with me. Give me a thumbs up if you're with me. Give me a thumbs up. I hope I'm not giving you too much buzz boost. I hope I'm not giving you buzz boost. Awesome stuff. Awesome. So now let's go into segment 1. Let's review your business. Let's review your business. Okay? I hope you have your workbook with you. So in this very moment, you are no longer that regular person. You are not who you are, who you think you are. At the moment, I need you to picture yourself in a boardroom. Picture yourself in a boardroom with your board members. And you are running a multinational brand. I saw a few months ago, I saw that the Nike CEO had been fired. Well, he says he's resigned, but we all know that he was fired. Because ever since he joined the company, their sales plummeted. Ever since he joined the company, there's retail sales, their online sales, everything had dropped. He resigned so that the old president, who started working in Nike as an intern and then rose through the ranks, has taken back the business. This is so because he is accountable to a board. But because usually our businesses are run solo, we are not accountable to anybody. We'll take our losses and sleep and then try again. But if you are accountable to people, you are accountable to investors, you sit more, like you sit up. So we are doing this as if we have people that we are accountable to. Now, that business you are running is not just a business. It's not just something you are doing. It's not something you chanced upon, but you are a steward of God. The task has been delegated to you by God to be able to do the things he wants to do. Maybe Patty wants to wear, nice accessories that will, make her feel bold, confident, and all of that. God cannot come down. He has too much on his plate to come down and sell accessories to me. And so he delegated the task to somebody to be able to do. Are you catching the drift? So that no matter how you think that, oh, this is a business idea, it's a God idea. It is a God idea. And so you need to treat it very importantly. And so you're accountable to God. You may not have anybody accountable to now. So how you even interact with your customers will your boss be happy that you are talking to customers this way? I want to know. Will your boss be happy that you are not exhibiting the fruits of the Spirit to your customers if you call yourself a Christian? Right. So now we're going to analyze the different departments of running the business. Whenever I speak, I talk about the God factor and I'm just a PS. You're really going to love day one of BSL. That's just a small spoiler. You're going to love day one. So we're going to analyze the different departments of your business. Even if you're a solopreneur, you are running the business just by yourself. It still runs in structures. It still runs in different, arms. So we call them departments. Then we are going to identify what prevented you from achieving these goals. Be very honest with yourself. I'm not in the room with you. Again, you're accountable to God and he sees through all the things. So be very honest. Maybe I procrastinated too much. I overthought the ideas that came to me and then I didn't execute. Be very honest. Identify what served as a catalyst for growth. Identify what you should stop investing in. So the first one, we are looking at your financials. Your financials. Now the focus areas, your revenue, your expenses, profit and loss, your savings, your investments, your capital and cash flow, debt repayment, if applicable. So I'm sure you had like different goals, different financial goals. For the people that didn't have any goals, you still have to review your revenue. How much money has come into the business so far? How much have you spent out of the money that has come in? Are you making profits or losses? Do you have any money saved? What was the goal? What have you achieved so far? There's a client of mine who came for BSL in February. I don't know if you've seen the testimonial. When she came for BSL, in her savings account, she had 1,500 cedis. She's currently at 33,000 cedis. I'm sure it's gone up now. Because the last time we spoke, we texted, it was 31,000. When she saw the testimony, she replied that it had moved to 33,000. So I'm sure that's gone up. So it's possible. It's very possible. No matter the level of your business, 30K may be small in your ears or in your eyes. If we put 30K in your bank accounts right now, it will look like a decimal. But whatever goal it is that you have, how many, like the amount of money you want to save by the end of 2024, how is it looking? Where have you gotten to? That will help influence what we are doing in 2025. If we didn't get to the goal, what influenced the performance? Is it that we reinvested the money with stock and all of that? If you don't have accurate records, there's an activity for you. But if you have accurate records, then this is the time for you to look through the records, identify the best performing months, the quarter that brought in much more revenue. If you can, play back and see, because if you were doing this religiously, month on month, quarter on quarter, you'll be able to tell. Don't just review your sales, review your numbers. Identify what caused the performance. Maybe this month we're running sponsored ads, and so we got a lot more new customers. Maybe this month we had a lot more returning customers. Like, investigate what is causing that performance. When you investigate and you find the answer, it's easier for you to replicate those results as opposed to flying blind. You are just going, it's okay, cool. And then you probably go and put effort in things that are actually not working for you. Right? So for the people that have accurate records, engage me in the charts. How's it looking? How is 2024 looking? How's 2024 looking? How is 2024 looking for you? Great, by God's grace. I love that. So the people that do not have your records, one activity you can do is to request your bank statement, your Momo statements, cash records. If you are in this 2024, you are receiving cash and you don't have records, you are flying blind, oh. You are flying blind if you don't know how your business is performing. It's not pardonable, oh. It is not pardonable. You see, there are so many things that can go wrong if you're flying blind. Imagine, again, using the aircraft example, that the pilot just comes to sit in the cockpit, does not know if there's fuel, does not know how many people are on the plane. Do you know that the pilot gets a flyers list? Everybody flying in their aircraft, they get a list of their names, know where everybody is sitting, knows the weight of the bag, the luggage they're carrying. They know all of that. As a pilot, what's my business knowing all of that? I just have to move the plane from one airport to the other. But it's very crucial for him to know what it is he's working with. If he does not have that, he is flying blind. Why do you think they don't fly when it's cloudy or when it's raining, when the weather is bad? They cannot afford to fly blind. They can't see what's ahead. And so strap yourself. 2025, you need to strap yourself with every information as possible that you can get to help improve your business. For some of you, it will be personal development, learning about bookkeeping and accounting, learning about human resource management, learning about customer experience. All of those things, you need to learn it, especially if you don't have the budget to outsource it. I said it earlier, there's a price to pay. If you can't pay somebody to do it, then you have to learn how to do it and lose out on a little bit of sleep until you get to the point where the business, the cash flow can afford to pay people to do it. And that is where you enter the expansion stage. Because now the growth is getting to a point where you cannot double in everything else alone. So something to think about. Are you broke because your business is not making money, or are you broke because you don't know how to manage the money? Are you? If you have been working all year round, but have no money to show, you don't have any money to show for it at the end of the year, then the financial activity is something you should take very seriously. When you get your bank statements or your Momo statements, wherever it says you receive payments, you'll be able to track where your monies are going. This is what I'm spending money on. This is what I'm spending money on. Maybe you're using your business money to buy bone streets. Your cash flow to buy bone streets. Kaka, well done. You've exceeded your targets. So now we are going to look at the goals, the financial goals we set, what we're able to achieve, and what caused the performance. So if you had revenue goals, you can write it down. Somebody's revenue goal was 50K. She's been able to achieve 65K. Can you tell me what caused this performance? If you're just joining, you would have to watch from the beginning. We've covered a lot of ground, so you would have to watch from the beginning. And what do you need to give yourself accolades for based on your financial analysis? What do you need to give yourself accolades for? Let me know in the chats. What do you need to give yourself accolades for? Technically, it made me have more money in the bank. Being intentional about what I post. I used some from the last class I was on, followers to buyers. On that note, go and purchase followers to buyers if you've not. I haven't used all. Imagine if I do. I've not been marketing followers to buyers well at all. I've been doing you guys. I owe you an apology. Anybody that has not heard of followers to buyers course, I owe you an apology, especially if you run an online business. I need to give myself accolades for not giving up because it's not easy, especially if you're still figuring out all the things that, yeah. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. But you see, the thing with these things is that the more you keep going, the better you become at it. So the tendency that you navigate the problems you experienced in 2024 better in 2025 is high. because you solved that problem before, so you'll be able to solve it, all things being equal again in 2025. Right? Then, based on this same financial analysis, what do you need to start and stop doing? What do you need to start and stop doing? What do you need to start and stop doing? For some of you, what you need to stop is to stop mixing your business funds with your personal funds. Stop mixing your business funds with your personal funds. If you don't have a business bank account, go and create it. Go and create one before November ends. Go and open. You need to get your business registration. If you have a business registration, that's great. Enter a bank and open an account. Get a Momo, a merchant SIM. It's not that difficult to get it. When you're able to separate the two, it's easier for you to track it. Stop using business money for personal things. I used to be on this table until I got an accountant. Every month, we will be going boot for boot because we are going through the statements, the Momo statements. This money went to your personal Momo. What did you use it for? I can't defend. Okay, you owe us this amount of money. Now, it helped me put structure to things. It helped me know that, listen, the business does not have any money. And so we need to push. We need to increase our capacity when it comes to marketing. You know? Then the next one is products or service analysis. So this analysis helps us know where to invest more, what to discontinue, what to introduce, if we should develop products or services or not. This is based on two things, right? There's the performance-based analysis, so how the products are performing in terms of revenue, and then customer feedback analysis. I love the BCG matrix, so the Boston Consulting Group growth matrix. Growth share matrix is basically helps you analyze the different range of products that you have. Now, there are 4 categories in this matrix. There are products that are stars, there are products that are cash cows, there are products that are question marks, and there are products that are dogs. Over here, it says pets, but it's dog. For the service businesses, when I say products, it doesn't mean that you are not in this category. Products captures everything, whether service or business. So the products or service that has a high growth share and then a high market share. So high growth, high market share basically is month on month or quarter on quarter, the number of people that buy this product increases or the demand of the product increases. Market share is the percentage of the market you have or the percentage of the market you are sharing with your competitors. So a product that is constantly bringing in people, like new people are discovering it, new people are always buying it, and the revenue is also going up. So the market share can also be in relation to revenue. So revenue is going, like it's bringing in revenue and it's bringing in new customers as well. That's a star product. It is increasing with number of people that are buying, so more volume. So let me use numbers as an example. So let's say I'm selling this pen. every month we move from 10 people bought it, 15 people bought it the next month, 30 people bought it the next month, 100 people bought it the following month. It keeps going up and up and up. Now, for the cash cow, it brings in good revenue, but has a low growth rate. It means that the number of people that are buying it is not really increasing. So this can typically be for products that does not require the customer to restock or replace in a short period of time. So a typical example, if I'm using Apple for the BCG example, their star product is the iPhone. Because every year they're releasing new iPhones, people are switching their phones and all of that. Their cash cow is the MacBook. Their cash cow is the MacBook. Because people do not change their MacBooks as often as they change their iPhones. So yes, it's bringing in revenue, but the volumes we are pushing is not any, significantly different. I'll use a fashion business as an example. So portfolio management in this case would be you have your custom, services, custom made pieces. Then you have your ready to wear, and then maybe you have wholesale orders. You realize that maybe your star product is the custom made pieces, because of the price points, it's bringing in revenue, and a lot more people, like you are constantly getting people who want to make custom orders. Or it could be the ready to wear. So you need to look into these categories and place them there. If you are in the retail space, you can do this based on categories. I know some retail businesses that have discontinued selling makeup because it is not, as revenue generating as skincare. The question mark is it has a high growth rate. A lot of people are discovering it, but maybe because of the price point, the market share is low, or the competitor has a higher market share, a higher percentage of the market. And so, yes, people are buying, but it's not bringing in as much revenue. Then we have the dog or the pets. You are not growing. You don't have market share. Just they. Usually for these products, we discontinue them. So if you're looking to identify what to stop doing, what to stock more, what you should keep doing, what you should introduce, you should use this. For service businesses, which of your packages are being booked more? If you don't have a portfolio of products or service packages, you can sit this out. It's just to be able to help you know where you're pushing more. So for your star product, you can keep pushing more marketing towards it, because you know that the more people discover it, the more it will keep rising. Okay. So your BCG matrix will help you identify the products or services that you should keep investing in. So what are your star products? What are your question marks? What are your cash cows? What are your dogs? Does anybody want to let me know in the chat if they've been able to identify any of these? Anybody? Awesome. Awesome. Why is this class free? Too much impact and knowledge. Hugs, hugs. Truth is, I just found out using the document you shared. Oh, wow. I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that. Now let's go into marketing. My star is notes in a jar, random notes in Christian and love versions with a mystery factor. Okay, that's great. That's great. For me, I think my cash cow, my star products would forever be the webinars, the paid webinars, considering the fact that I'm able to do a lot more people. And because it's a web-based class, I'm not incurring too much cost for running it. My cash cow is BSL, the Business Strategy Launchpad. Because it's a physical event, it's very cost intensive. And so, yes, it's bringing in numbers, it's high price, but cost of running it takes a chunk of it. For something like that, what we can do is if we push more marketing behind it and we get a certain number of people in, it helps with profit margins. But if we don't get a certain number, we are breaking even. I have identified all these. My only problem is I have a star product or service, but not enough capacity to offer it to everyone that wants it. So it means that we need to replicate the solution. Is it that we hire people and train them to be able to do that? How do we increase capacity? Let's start thinking about it. And I don't want you to look at it from the lens of, oh my God, it's so hard to hire people these days when they come, they want to leave, da, 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 da. If once you start tackling it from that perspective, that's the results you are going to get. So keep a positive mind. I can tell you for a fact that there's a perfect match. And this thing I'm saying is also for me. There's a perfect match for what you are looking for in the person you want to work with. There's somebody out there that is also looking for somebody like you. Yes, legit is very hard. It's not an easy thing to do. But if you move into the goal with that flooding your mind, trust me, that is what you are going to encounter. So marketing. So your marketing is the activity and channels that make customers aware of your offers and what convinces them to buy. Again, analysis is in two folds: performance-based and customer feedback analysis. So make a list of your marketing activities in 2024 and how much it costs you. So maybe you hired a content creator, it costs you this much. You run ads, it costs you this much. Every single activity you did with regards to marketing, how much did it cost you? What are the things that worked for you this year? What are the things you have to ditch? And what are the things you have to improve upon? So improving upon is usually the things that you know that I'm not too great at this, but if I get better at it, I'll see more results. And like I said, from the aircraft example, your marketing is your engine. You can't turn off your engine. You can't turn off your engine. Even if you have to do marketing that's not costing you. So posting content and all of that, it's not costing you money, substantial money. Now, you've seen the things that are working for you. It's brought in a good amount of revenue in 2024. 2025 is the year that you put those things on steroids. So if your ad budget was $500 and you want to double your revenue, then it means that we are going to increase our ad spend. Okay. Now, the next thing we are doing is to analyze the channels, our marketing channels. How many channels are you using to market your business? Is it just Instagram? Do you have offline channels? So offline can be pop-ups, these trade shows and exhibitions, billboards, radio, TV, if you can afford it. If your business has budgets allocated to that. Different channels. When you list these channels, then identify what impacts it's making on your business. So Instagram, be able to reach new customers, be able to do X, Y, and Z. You've been able to build a community. It's Instagram may be your primary or your sole source of marketing. Like it has a chunk, maybe 70% of your revenue comes from Instagram. So now what can the business do to maximize the use of this channel? If you only have 1 or 2 channels that you are using, so the channel is basically the place you are using to reach new and your existing customers. The place you are using to be in front of new and existing customers. Does it mean we need to introduce new channels if we have just 1? Then we have customer analysis. There's no business without customers. So as a business, it's very important to have a database of your customers, especially if you are retailing directly to customers. I don't see why you should not, especially if you do deliveries on a daily basis. I don't know why you should not. Some of you, your customers' database is in your WhatsApp DM. When you take the details and you write it on the delivery sheet, that's it. So you need to keep accurate records of the people that are purchasing from you. Not only for you to market to them again, but for you to be able to take feedback from them. Because how are you running the business without taking feedback from the people you're actually serving? And this is usually where I get people racking their brains. I would be happy to know the total number of existing clients you have in this 2024 that you are in. How many existing customers came to buy from you again? How many of your customers in your database are new? They found you in 2024. And that will give us a total number of clients saved. This is for retail. Your database should be able to, so when I go into my pay stack, for the people that say, oh, I've bought 3 of your courses, I've bought 5 of your courses, so long as I took your payment through Paystack, Paystack tells me how much money you've spent with me. And your POS systems, your points of sale systems, the one that has your inventory and all of that, some of them have the ability to tell you that. Usually that is also what is used for the loyalty points and all of that. So track that. Now, one of the things I will ask you to do this year is to make a list of your top 10 clients. So top 10 is based on spend, how much money they've spent in your business. And you can decide to reward them with something. It could be a hamper because Christmas is coming. This is some of the little things you do to get people to keep coming back. Imagine you've been spending money with a brand for a long time, and then they reach out and tell you that, oh, for being a long-serving customer, or for spending, supporting us in 2024, we would like to bring you a little gift of appreciation. It doesn't have to be anything over the top. If you, as a customer, if you receive something like that, won't you be happy? Won't you be happy? So go and track your top spenders, your ballers, your dogus. It will amaze you how much people are spending in your business. It will amaze you how much people are spending, especially for those that have like recurring, you sell things that require people to keep coming back to you. It will amaze you. And it doesn't matter if you run an online business. If you run an online business, you can still have your points of sales software to be able to track these things. Because sometimes recording it manually is, so it's usually tied into your inventory, product businesses. It's tied into your inventory. So it helps you track. This is not available. This is available. So you don't sell a product that is sold out. So you tell the customer it's available, but it's sold out. So if you had a system that you can check, is this product available? Right? So for your wholesale or corporate clients, the people that usually do bulk orders, we cannot put them in the same category as retail customers. So let's do the same activity for these people. How many new corporate clients have we gotten? Usually corporate clients or wholesale people spend a lot more, usually spend a lot more than the retail side. What influenced the performance in the customer analysis activity concerning returning clients? Some of you, it is your customer service. Some of you, it's the quality of what you're selling. Some of you, it's because you have a loyalty program. So maybe for returning customers, you can redeem X, Y, and Z. What influenced the performance in the customer analysis activity concerning new clients? Maybe you hired influencers, you started running ads, you did da. Based on feedback from customers, which areas should you improve? This you will not know if you've not taken feedback. So put together a feedback form, send to a few. Majority will not respond, but if you are persistent, they will respond. And if you ask nicely, sometimes you need to warm your way into getting the things that you need. Oh, hi, Patty. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for doing business with us. Could you please spend a few minutes of your time or just 2 minutes of your time to help me fill this form? Whoa, I just found out my top retail customer even bought more than wholesale customers. My mind is blown. Wow. 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 That's impressive. So what are you doing for this person? Any idea yet what you want to do for this person? Because if retail customer has bought more than wholesale customer, that's a lot. Yeah, so I was speaking on the feedback form. So you send it to the person will say that, oh, okay, sure, I will. You wait for a while, 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, 4 days, you've not seen the person's response. You follow up again. I did a follow-up with finesse class. I don't know if it's still on YouTube. I don't know if I've archived it. But if it's still there, you can go and watch that class. That was another great class that I did. If I've archived it, then I'm sorry. We'll see you again next year. It's also a free class, so you can partake next year. But I think it should be there. It should be on YouTube. Go and find followers to bias and then watch it. Practical tactics to use to follow up on clients. Please bring it back if archived. We need everything. I'm sure it's there. I'm pretty sure it's there. I'm pretty sure it's there. Let me check right now. I'm pretty sure it's there. Live. Yeah, it's still there. It's still there. So you can check it out. When you go on my YouTube, go to the live, under the live button, you see the follow-up with finesse. So what can we do to show appreciation to our top 10 highest spending customers? And what can we do to lock them in for 2024? I saw a really cool idea someone did. I think she was celebrating, the brand was celebrating an anniversary. She did a really cute card, and this was done by Gifts by Didi. And she provides thoughtful gifts, Christian themed gifts. So it just makes sense that she creates something like that for her customers. And it had like statistics of the customer. So you are the first person to order X, Y, and Z. You've ordered from us 8 times. You've ordered maybe this product 7 times from us, and we want to show you appreciation. Something like that, something cute. I'm not sure it costed too much to be able to do something like that. Those are the things that has the customer feeling, oh, yeah. Now, human resource, who are the people or person who contributed to the business performance in 2024? Maybe it's not employees, maybe it's God, because you can be praying and God will give you an idea. You go and execute, you see sales. So who are the people? Who are the persons? If it's God, you cannot review his performance, but for your employees that have contributed immensely to the performance of the business, review their performance. In fact, we are reviewing everybody's performance. The corporate brands do this appraisals, and that affects your bonus. At the end of the year, they do it, and that influences if you get bonuses or not. These are things that you can incorporate in your, employee packages to get people staying. A lot of times people are not staying because they don't see a future. They don't see a future where they are. Now, this is not only applicable to your internal human resource. For some of you, you know that, oh, it's a coach or it's a content creator I hired that is, or I outsourced my marketing to somebody. I outsourced my page management to a social media manager, or there's an agency managing it. Different things. Maybe there's a photographer you have that's based on how he's taking your product images now. People are, leaning more towards buying the stuff. There are so many human resources that have contributed without necessarily having to be in the business. Okay, so for the ones in the business, you can look at this, you can use this template. If you are the only employee, you can review yourself. What have been your accomplishments? What areas have to be improved? Development. So there are some people that you know that this person is really great at this. If I train them in this thing, they will even do even better. So which areas do they need to do better in? Unfortunately, for small business, we leave too much of our employees' development into their own hands. But as you are growing, as you are opening up your mind about how to run your business effectively, as the vision is expanding, you still need people that will run with the vision with you. There have been situations where businesses have outgrown their employees because the people are not being poured into. And so they are very stagnant. They've gotten used to how old things are done. They are not open to new things, innovative things that are being introduced. They would affect or influence the people, corrupt the new people that have, the vibrant energy, the fresh ideas with their old culture. So we consistently have to make sure that we are giving these people materials or resources to improve themselves. What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? Are there any human resources that could have helped you perform better in 2024, if present? Is there anybody that if you did business with, if you brought into the team, would have helped you achieve what you want to achieve? I specialize in employee training and development support for SMEs. So there's Enam in the BSL community does this. She specializes in employee training and development support for SMEs. And she's willing to give you, no, we can't do pro bono. In this house, you can do pro bono for the BSL people. YouTube will bring you an offer. Just for BSL. Okay, great. I love it. I love it. Right. So a quick check-in. Are we getting clarity on direction for 2025? How are we feeling? The BSL people are excited about their pro bono, the pro bono offer Enam has given them. Awesome stuff. I'm happy to hear that you're getting clarity. Very thrilling. Yay. Yay. I'm happy. So for your business, we've actually come to the end of the business review, but before we go into taking a few questions, what have been your key takeaway? What's that one thing you need to do moving from this class? What's that one thing you need to do? What's that one thing you need to do? So you see, the BSL, this is what I love about BSL, right? Networking has already started. Networking has already started. The benefits have already started trickling in. I love it so much. I'm going to get my temporary website ready before BSL. Please, you people should keep me accountable when we meet. We will ask you. Bookkeeping is a serious must for me. Tracking sales, profits, and losses. Awesome. I have to take my financial record serious. Awesome. So the financial bit of things, you don't know what it is that you are losing out by not having your financials in check. One of the first things is that there's a huge market for grants in Ghana that people are not accessing. Grants that they are giving you money for free, $2,000, $5,000, and you can apply for these grants. The only way you can get these grants is if you can prove that your business is generating revenue, your profits are better, your profit margins are great, your overheads are not killing you, you're providing like really good solutions to your customers and all of that. And so they can bank on giving you money. If you don't have your records in check, there's no way you get grants. There's no way you will get loans from the banks. So when it's time for you to expand and you're looking for more capital to pump into it, your financial records becomes the thing. You know how you're going to apply for visa and they tell you that bring these essential documents. Your financial records for your business is essential for you to get any form of capital from investors, from foundations that want to give out grants and all of that. Unfortunately, for Ghana, I think the culture of bootstrapping is very high. And so a lot of people don't really look into grants, but getting grants are a thing. How do we join the BSL? Kindly type pattythestrategist.com in your search engine. Or you can just go into my Instagram and go into the search box. Sorry, the link in bio. You'll be able to apply for it. So this year you apply and then you get into the room. We want to make sure that we can actually solve the problems you are coming with. We can meet your expectations and you'll be a good fit to be in the room. And so you apply for it and then you get a confirmation email. I can do a quick, let me do a quick run through BSL. Then the people that are interested can go apply now before we go into the reviewing our personal. Yeah. Can you see my screen? Okay, great. So let's build your winning strategy for 2025. Right. So when you go on the site, you see all the details, everything you need to know. So it's primarily a physical event. It's a 2-day transformational workshop. It's literally a workshop. We are coming to work. There are so many activities we are going to be doing, so many group sessions. The people in here will tell you, we sent them the BSL resource materials for them to just start thinking, priming their mind. And they will tell you that it's quite intense, right? And so if you register now, it gives you time for you to be able to go through, like just glance through the things you're supposed to glance through. We're going to work on your mind, we're going to work on your business, we're going to work on so many things. So it's 2 days in person, 22nd and 23rd of November. That is actually next week, Friday and Saturday. However, we have bonus sessions. I know that so for the BSL, we are focusing on strategy for 2025, marketing, sales, things to do to increase our revenue, things to do to grow scale, and then build the business of our dreams. And that's the theme God gave me this year. It was supposed to be a surprise, so that people come and see there. But that's the theme this year. Well, the theme for February was creating order to create orders. Now, the theme God gave me this for the November one is that we are going to build, grow, and scale with God. And when you come into the room, you understand why that's the theme. So the 2 days in person, but we have bonus sessions that touches on the different aspects of your business. My expertise is in sales and marketing, growth and expansion strategies, but there are people that have issues with your finances. And so we have 2 finance people that are coming to take us through, one in taking us through accounting and bookkeeping, and then a little bit of managing your finances. And then another person is actually coming to take us through properly looking into our financials, so you know how to make decisions, how to get yourself ready to get grants and all of that. Then we have where's that page? Okay, the details are not here. We have human resource management class, we have customer experience, we have who am I leaving out? Enterprise development. This person will be taking us to our business model, like break down business model, and words are not enough. Words are not enough. And so because of how it's designed, the enterprise development masterclass is happening before we come on Friday. So enterprise development is happening on 20th. Yeah, because it's the business model, you need that foundation before we go into building, growth, and scaling. You get it? So based on feedback from February's participants, we decided to arrange it that way. So enterprise development sets the foundation of the vision, where your business is going. And then on Friday, Saturday, we break down what exactly we need to do to be able to get there, get to the bigger picture. And then after the physical one, then we go into the nitty-gritty. Okay, I need help with hiring. What process do I go through? How do I know the right person to hire? What do I do? X, Y, and Z, accounting and bookkeeping, taxes, navigating the tax terrain in Ghana, GRE, all of those things is going to be tackled. I know people that now GRE cannot bully, because sometimes they'll just come to you with some rubbish things that is non-existent. But once you get the knowledge and you have the accountants, helping you through some of these things, giving you clarity, you get a lot more confidence that, look, I'm paying X, Y, and Z. So why do you want me to pay this? You just have to make sure that you're tax compliant though. Yeah. And if you've never paid your taxes, she's going to help you navigate that and all that. Yes, I think I've touched on all the different classes. I found somebody that is doing incredible with ads, incredible ads, has helped people grow their Instagram accounts, increase revenue and things using Facebook and Instagram ads. And so I'm speaking to him to also come and do a class. So yeah, that's another bonus we are adding. That's another bonus we're adding. So that's it for BSL. The price, I'm sure you're wondering how much it costs. In-person attendance for the 2 days is 3,500. You get 2 days access to the physical workshop. Of course, there's books, there's food, drinks, all of that. There's the workbooks and worksheets for strategy development. You have access to all virtual master classes. And then the extra pick, the February people will tell you that they didn't get this. You have 6 months access to all recordings. The physical one is also going to be recorded. The reason I did this is I go for conferences a lot. In fact, tomorrow I'm leaving for a conference. A lot of times when you come back home, you want to refresh your memory. You want to remember something because you are actively involved in writing and all of that. There are certain things you may have missed. And so that is what the recording is designed for you to do. But I put a limit on it because if I leave you people, you will not listen, you will not go back to listen to the recording. And so that's why the recording is available. Go and apply now. Go and apply now. We'll close registrations on 18th, or orientation starts on 18th. We'll close registrations on 18th. We'll not take any last minute people, because we are doing things that require us to have the data of the people that are coming to prepare adequately. Then we have live stream tickets. So if you're not in Ghana or you cannot make it physically, there's the virtual tickets. That's the live stream for day 2 and day 3. And then you join us for the virtual master classes as well. So you get two days live stream access, e-copies of the worksheets and workbooks. Unfortunately, we may not be able to send you your workbooks and worksheets, in time for you to be able to use it. Access to virtual master classes. You also get access to the recording, 6 months access to the recording. So yeah, that's it about BSL. When you go on the site, it is pattythestrategist.com. Just put pattythestrategist.com. Go and apply now, or you can text me to send you the link. You apply. You should get a confirmation email tomorrow, whether you are getting in the room or not. Okay. So usually the only people we are not getting in the room are the people that we feel like at least you need some groundwork. There are people that are like literally don't have a business idea, they don't know what they're doing. It may not be the right place for you. There are people that don't have any idea about marketing. Like, at least if you've run the business for a while, you know some one or twos. And so for such people, we would recommend the followers to buyers for you to get the foundation, kick off, get learnings and things. So once you come into BSL, we don't have to teach you the basics. We don't have to spend too much time to teach you the basics, because that's usually what happens for the previous ones. We spend so much time explaining certain concepts that are actually like full-blown courses, and it makes the sessions drag. So that is basically why we are going through the application process. So please go apply now. Okay. Who is coming? Who should I expect? The YouTube gang. Who am I expecting? Who is coming for BSL this year? Who is joining us for BSL? Will the X-ray webinar be available on your YouTube channel? Yes, it's going to be available. The replay will be available for a limited time. I haven't decided how long it will be there, but let's pray that I keep it there forever. Okay. We are currently at the check-ins. I've seen quite a number of people say what they are going to do next. That is awesome. Really awesome. Really awesome. We are going to do the personal review. Then you have successfully reviewed your business. Time to review you. Okay. Time to review you. Time to review you. So segment 2. Now to the lessons. What are some of the things that you did or things that happened that affected the growth of your business? This is the moment of truth. It doesn't have to be negative. What are some of the things you did, or what are some of the things that happened that affected the growth of your business? So it can be positive growth. Is there anything like negative growth? So it can be a positive thing you did that affected the growth. That is, your business moved forward. Or there could be something that you did that made the business stagnant. I procrastinated. Oh, Hmm. This procrastination matter. Listen, I can relate. I can certainly relate. I can relate. Pa. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody? What are some of the things? Moments of truth. Be honest with yourself. Maybe you don't want to share with me, but be honest. Make sure clients saw results. There are lots of documentation, making sure clients saw exactly what we're going to improve. That that's amazing. That's a good thing to do. That's a good thing, really good thing to do. Yay. That's a good thing, really good thing to do. I volunteered for a global HR conference and got a bit of insight into the HR space currently and saw the gaps. Awesome. Awesome stuff. Signing up for BSL is a big step for you. Late replies to leads, messages made me lose on some good orders. Okay. 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 I can relate to the bus boss I've seen this year. The best boosts I've seen this. Sometimes in fact, as of now, I have messages pending. If I open my WhatsApp right now, it's you know, it's choked, but grace sustains. Taking time off work to make myself available to my kids. That's great. That's great. So did this affects business performance in any way, or business went on as usual? I think you have a very able team to be able to hold the fort while you're away. So I don't think that affected, did it? It was safe, yeah, yeah. To bet on myself, worst case scenario, I will learn. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love it. Found a way to pull orders, procrastinated, and push myself to try new things. That's good. That's a good balance. I'm developing consistency also. That's incredible. I restructured my business policies and company manual. It has been a good, amazing stuff. Amazing. Proud of you. Proud of you. Signing up for a prophetic school of ministry helped me get a clearer view of my gifts, and it's one of the things giving me the courage to step out into things God has laid on my heart for almost 9 years. Honestly, like when God gives the assignments, there's a whole masterclass on confidence and receiving boldness to be able to pursue or to be able to be obedient. So that's a big win for you. That's a big win for you. I can't wait to see all the things unfold. What are the things that happened to you or your business in 2024 that were beyond your control? There's nothing you could have done about it. There's nothing you could have done about it. Currency depreciation. Yeah. That's for many of us. For many of us, that was a major challenge. Imagine worrying, being anxious about things you have zero control over. What's that going to solve? Sulking, being in a bad mood all the time. Losing students because we had to increase fees. That's so sad. That's so sad. That's so sad, especially if like you really want to help people, you want to drive impact and all of that, but you have no option than to increase your prices. Unfortunately, it has to happen. I spent too much stocking up on materials because I thought I had a good deal. This affected my revenue badly. So sorry. So sorry. What's one thing that 2024 has taught you? One thing 2024 has taught you. Stop selling myself short. I love it. Resilience. Yeah, Laurie, if you're not if you from with all your adventures, if it's not resilience, then I don't know. Couldn't meet a deadline because I didn't have people helping. I was doing everything by myself till now. My balance was not paid. I went through a lot. So sorry about that, Mrs. Deborah. So sorry. But one of the things I need you to understand is that scaling requires you to release control. I don't know why you were not getting help. And besides the fact that maybe it was too short notice for you to get people in, I don't know the reason. But if you are a perfectionist and you don't want to release control of the work, then your growth will be stifled. Right? And so you have to learn to release control to be able to give people the room to give you the results you are looking for. God delegated. God, after creating the world, delegated the task to Adam. Realized that Adam cannot do it alone, and so he added Eve. But do you know what God did? He made sure that there was systems in place for Adam to follow. If you study the creation story very well, there was a part where he said that the word says that he created man and woman, but it was not immediately. He didn't immediately form Adam when man and woman was created. It was after some time. So he created the concept of man and woman, but the human element was created a little while after. But he made sure that there was water, there was provision, the garden was the garden was self-running, but he needed people to take care of it. And so for every business owner, you need to learn to delegate your tasks. You need to learn. When Jesus Christ came on earth, he delegated miracles, sharing the word, preaching, all of that to his disciples. So delegation is very crucial. Delegate, delegate, delegate. Now, what you can do to curb mistakes and all of that is to be able to document the things you are doing the way you want it done, and then take them through trainings. When you hire them, they go through an onboarding process. You train them, consistently train them. Unfortunately, some of us have a short fuse for employees. And so we want people that are fully baked, but we will not always get fully baked people. Delegates so that you can be in the headspace to generate revenue. Sometimes you find your neck deep in operations that you don't think about how are we generating revenue in the next quarter. It is when you enter the next quarter before you start thinking, hey, sales is slow. What can we do? What can we do? And in the heat of the moment, when the pressure is pressuring, you usually cannot think straight. So delegates, 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 perfectionists, delegates. If you want messages sent a certain way, there's nothing wrong with you writing a template down. All the person has to do is copy, paste, edit, send. There's a way you want your customers to engage, with your clients to engage with customers. Document how you do it. Document every single thing. There's something we call SOPs, standard operating procedures. That is how you can enter a KFC and it's usually the same recipe. They are wearing the same clothes. You enter a Stanbic Bank in Adrengano. You expect the same standard of service in Stanbic Bank, Lagos. Why? They have standard operating procedures. How do we package an order? When a customer makes an inquiry, what's the process? All those things are things you document. So even if you are running your business solo now, this is the time to be documenting those things. So now when it's time for you to hire, you are not under pressure. You are not under pressure for you to now say, so now your employee will come and you say, do activity A, your employee will go and do small a, but you in your head, you had capital A, that is pink. It is by documenting and stating the minute details that gets you to be able to relay the information. One of the things that's very frustrating is to give somebody a task and they'll keep coming back to you to ask you, oh, madam, you said, what did you say about this one? But if there's a document that they can go through, and that also takes us to the kind of people you hire. You will not date just anybody, but you will hire just anybody in your business. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. The excellence you have in your personal life should overflow into your business. The excellence you have in your business should overflow into your business. Stop treating things, sparingly. Please. I'm still your friend, okay? I'm still your friend. Kisses. 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 Received kisses. Even the kisses are aggressive. Sandra says this issue about delegation, I micromanaged everything before. And this year I took a wild leap of faith after holding on to my business for so long. I took a month-long break with my kids, my close friends, till it was wild. But here I am. Business is still running. Glory to God. Glory to God. Glory to God. What resources helped you navigate 2024 better? Me, it's Bible, oh, my Bible and my Christian community. Because yes, if I didn't know God and I went through the things I went through in 2024, I'm not sure we'll be doing this class today on this. So in fact, BSL will not even have happened. There's a place you get to, the song we sing that I've still got joy in chaos. It is by dwelling, it is by actually eating up the word every day, by staying in his presence. But we wait, when there's wahala, that is when we are running to seek refuge. However, you will not find peace if you are not already dwelling. Is it now that there's chaos? There are gunshots everywhere that you are coming to try and hear and learn how God sounds like? Wrong timing, Habibi. You'll be too frustrated to hear God's voice. And that's when you're saying, God he's not minding me. He's not minding me. I can't hear him. He's speaking. He's been wanting your attention. So make it a point. Make it a point to incorporate your quiet time in your, like, incorporate the Christianism. Not Christianity, the Christianism in your lifestyle. Your life should be ingrained with the word of God. Incorporate it into things. Blessings that can make you reevaluate your life. I promise, no blessings. Which Christian community can you recommend? I'm with this women's community called Hineni Women. Hineni Women. You can check Instagram, HINENI Women on Instagram. I went for a friend recommended their retreat to me in December last year. I went, she told me, listen, you love this place. Just go. I went and I've been stuck with them. Actually, there's a worship session happening on Friday. Friday at 5:30. Listen, when we say that, like, experiencing the love of God in a tangible form, like, they are so warm, you know that thing. So let me listen. You know that thing where you are skeptical. I'm the most introverted person you would ever know. I don't like social gatherings. I'm not the person to come and say hi to people. I only do these things because of who I have been called to be. But if I've not been called to do party the strategies, you will not even find me on the Instagrams. And so one of the things, it took me months before actually going for the very first meeting, but I had reached the level of, like, life has given you buzz boosts, and so you needed that. Yeah. But I typically will not go for these things because I'm like, I don't want to feel like I'm new. I don't want to feel like a stranger. They already know themselves. No, you don't feel that way there. You don't feel like you are lost there. So give them a shot. Check their Instagram and go. You can send them a DM or you can sign up, show up for the worship session on Friday. The retreat is coming again in December. They will share the details and all of that. Highly recommend. We have weekly Bible studies. It has helped me grow in the word. And then I go to church at the Maker's House Chapel, another solid Bible believing church. So those are the things that helped me build, that routine. And your personal time with God it trumps all of these things. All these things are bonuses. It's fellowship helps, but the core of your relationship with God is the intimacy you build with him personally. So as you are pursuing community, strive that you are building a personal relationship with him as well. Okay? Because there are things God will say to you that a prophet cannot tell you. There are times that you are looking for answers. You go for that prophetic, watch nights. The pastor will not even look in your direction. And you really need to hear from God. In those moments, it's only God that can speak to you. Okay? Okay. Then I think we are almost done. For life goals, for each of the categories, write down things you're doing well and where you need improvement. Where you need improvements. Take the time to reflect on these and write a goal for each category. So for your family, what are you doing well? Where do you need improvement? What are your goals? So your goals basically is what do you picture it becoming? So Sandra said that she took time off to spend more time with her family. Do you understand? So that has created, I'm sure that has elevated the bond they have, and all of that. They've created memories and all of that. So if you find that your time is so much consumed with work and family is not well balanced, then it's a problem. So you should make it a goal and work towards it. Work towards it. These things will not just fall on your lap. The way you are working actively to grow your business, every other thing that you want, you need to work actively to get it. Even your relationship with God will not just fall on your lap. You need to work to get it. You need to work to hear from Him. You need to work you need to work to get all the downloads that you are getting. So put in the work. So there's the category of family. What do you want to see with your family? What do we need to do to improve the situation? Friends. Are you checking in on your friends, or you're constantly the one saying, you've dogged me? Oh. That's just by the way. Work or school. What are you doing well with that? Where are you improving? Physical health and wellness. What are you doing with that? How are you improving? Personal finance. Physical health, I've said that already, yeah? I've said that. Mental health, spirituality. When was the last time you took time for yourself? Just you. Just you. Nobody else. No business wahala. No, I promise you that the world will not come to an end if you decide to take one day off away from all the crazy. One day. Nobody will die. I promise you. And you see how you start operating after you've had that one day of solitude. You just take a day, book a spa day, do things that nourish you. You see the difference. You stop being cranky. You stop being cranky. Your husband will say, oh, I think you need to do this more often. When next are you going on your spa day? Oh my God. Founder activity matrix. So as a founder, there are so many things you do, so many things, especially if at the current stage of your business, it's just you. You are literally doing everything. So with the different tasks you do in your business, I need you to categorize them. The things that you love, so activities that you love doing, the activities you like, yeah, it's just okay. I like doing it. Then there are the ones you dislike. And then there are the ones you hate. You hate it. This would influence, when you know this, it will influence what you need to delegate. For some of you, you know that listen, I know that I need extra hands, but I don't know what I'm hiring the person to come and do. This matrix will help you do that. I developed this thing myself. It will help you do that. So things you hate are things that you definitely have to delegate or outsource. The things you dislike are definitely things you want to delegate or outsource. You just have to supervise. But one thing I'll always recommend is at least have a fair idea, basic knowledge in the things you are delegating and outsourcing. Because then what are you supervising? The rubbish the person is doing? So that nobody throws dust in your eyes, try as much as possible to get a fair idea of how the things that you're doing, you want to delegate or outsource work. It also helps you appreciate the fee they are charging you more. If you try editing a video and you realize how hectic it is, especially when you get to that part where you have to edit the auto captions. When somebody is charging you for it, you most likely will understand that, listen, this thing is a lot of work. But if you do not know the work that goes into it, it's very easy for you to say that you people are overcharging. These days, we can't even pay for anything without. Anyway, now personal development is very important. You have to constantly update your OS. And that's how I term personal development. Your operating system cannot be the same one. Your operating system cannot be the same one. The world is changing. You need to change your mindset about things. You need to improve your knowledge about things. You need to know more about your industry. And so personal development is very key. You being in a business X-ray webinar, for instance, is a personal development activity. So after this whole review and analysis, you would have come to the notice that there are some parts of you need to improve. There are some things you would want to learn to do to help you live a better life and also run your business better. What are these things? What are these things? What are these things? And now after you list those things, what are we are coming to put together action steps. So what has this exercise opened your eyes to start doing to increase the growth of your business? To increase the growth of your business. Now, this X-ray webinar is just 10% of 100 of what BSL is. 10% of what the business strategy launchpad is. So the business strategy launchpad people are doing this activity so that when we meet, we are going into another phase. That is actually mapping out implementation strategies, putting together roadmaps, putting together ideas, campaign ideas. What are we doing? So it's not just top of mind. Yes, we increase revenue by running more ads, and what specific things are we doing? What offers are we crafting? What growth strategies are we going to use next year? What are we introducing? But first, before we go into that, we build capacity for you. We build capacity for you as an individual. We increase your capacity to be able to handle the growth that's going to come in 2025. So I'll take a few questions from YouTube, if there are. Just a few questions from YouTube. Few questions. The way that things are lagging, I'm not sure that I'll see your questions in real time, but if anybody can send a question in real time, I'm happy to respond. Whilst I wait for the questions, the last thing I want to share with you is Proverbs 16 verse 9. And it says that a man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. And so I'm praying that as you are strategizing, as you are planning, you are scheming, as you've received clarity to tackle 2025, that you allow God to direct your steps. You can come up with all the strategies, but always remember that his will is greater than your plans. Always remember this. And so let's not even waste our time to go and write the things that we want without consulting with him, that God, what is your desire for me? What should I do to be able to achieve the things you want me to achieve? How do we go about setting SOPs? Break down the different tasks you do. So different tasks, if it's customer service or customer engagement, you break down the first one, receiving inquiries via DMs. Let's say you use different platforms. So Instagram DM, WhatsApp can be the same, phone calls. So you break it down. If somebody picks up the phone, what do you say? Hello, this is Patty from Senna Pediatrics Therapy Center. How may I be of service to you? Document all of those things, write them down. Every step of the way, write them down, break it down to the simplest form. You write that, okay, pick up the phone, introduce yourself, and then state the company that you are working with, Then in quotes or in italics, you can write the exact scripts that the person. So the SOP basically is designed such that if me, Patty, walks into your office today and your customer experience person, your front desk person has an experience, I should be able to engage with customers without them knowing that I don't work with you full time. There should be a documentation that tells me what to do, where to find what. You're closing your shop. What's the process? Where's the switch? What color is the switch? All those details. So break down the different processes in your business, make a list of all the tasks that you do, put together templates, And then that document is what you share for the different people in the different roles in the business after you hire them. I hope that helps. So thank you, Mochumi. Thank you is Mochumi in Krobo. Thank you for engaging me. And says, that saved me so much in 2022. I hired a replacement in order to go on maternity leave, and it left very detailed SOPs. Oh, I had peace instead of violence. Yeah, so Mochumika, for engaging me, for giving me about 3 hours of your time. I pray that this has been a blessing. I pray that even if you don't make it to BSL, this session has been able to equip you with enough substance for you to move into 2025. Listen, 2025 is definitely going to be a charged up year. It's going to be a charged up year. Okay? It's going to be doesn't mean that you'll be exempted from the challenges, the pressures, and all of that. Things are not magically going to get rosy, but if you keep being resilient, if you keep pushing resistance away, you're going to see impeccable results. Maone, Enam, how do you have an Ewe name and you're speaking Kobo? How? Explain. Explain. The community wants to know. Mystery. Patsy, thank you for such an insightful session. Please, I'd like to ask, what are the topics to tackle in a 60-second business pitch? They may sound off, but please pardon me. Honestly, when it comes to pitching, I don't have a full grasp. It's not something I have a full grasp on, which is why I bring experts. The things that I just have a surface level, on. So unfortunately, I don't have that answer for you. But there's the people that I am bringing to handle, finances in relation to pitching, applying for grants, applying for funding. Their value proposition is we get you funding ready. They've been able to raise funding for up to about 100 million. They're based in Nigeria, and in that market, it's very ripe with grants and all of that. So if you can join the Business Strategy Launchpad and get at least that session, get access to that session, because the alternative would be to book a session with them. And so I can give you their handle. You can look for their intellectual plug on Instagram. They can help you. I'm sure even if you go through their page, you find a few, suggestions and all of that. So yeah, Josephine, I hope that helps. I hope that helps. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you thank you for joining. Let me see if I can put the business strategy launchpad link in the description box. Click the link. Click this link to learn more about business strategy. Okay, YouTube. I think we can call it a night. We can call it a night. Thank you so much for joining. The recording will be available for your consumption. Please listen and listen and listen. Listen and listen and listen. And do your best to fill out the workbook. It doesn't end with you just listening to all this information. If you do not execute it, then there's no point. There's no point just gathering the information and not doing anything with the information. Okay. So thank you so much for joining. If you want to learn more about the Business Strategy Launchpad, check the description box. You'll find the link to the website. You can read more about it. And if you want to be in the room, if you know that there are answers for you in that room, you can sign up. All right. Yes, Mrs. Debrando, I'm Krobo, 100% Krobo woman. Okay, so I think I can stop the stream now, then I can focus on